Anaya has helped in finding the home of our dreams.
I really enjoyed working with Nagaraj.
Nagaraj helped us the whole process from beginning pre-qualified loan approval process to the offer accepted, and also he gave us the right contractor information for the home improvements.
I was able to get a good home at a good price in the location I'm looking for.
I recommend Nagaraj Anaya.
I definitely recommend Nagaraj to any home buyers.
Nagaraj Annaya, the one-stop shop for all real estate needs. Call him today for free consultation at 408-805-4653 or visit nagarajhomes.com. You're listening to Real Estate Roundup. With Realtor Nagaraj Annaya every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Bolly 92.3 FM.
Someone aptly said, buying a home is a big step into another echelon of society, of respect and of, responsibility, and that it's 100% worth it. Well, that's something every homeowner will agree with wholeheartedly. And if you want to join that club of happy and happening, contented homeowners, then I have just the person who can guide you through it all. Namaskar, Bay Area. I'm Vijay Lakshmi. Welcome to another happy edition of Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaya, brought to you by nagarajhomes.com, your one-stop shop for buying, selling, investing, financing, and refinancing your home. And of course, as always, joining me is Nagaraj Annaya, your trusted Bay Area realtor, the founder of nagarajhomes.com, to tell you everything you need to know in real estate. And you can join us with questions on real estate, whatever's on your mind. You're welcome to join us with that question, and Nagaraj will be more than happy to guide you through all the ups and downs in real estate that you may be experiencing or that you want to venture into. The number in the studios on Bolly 92.3 FM, 408-912-5038. That number 408-912-5038. And we're also live on YouTube, on Nagaraj Annaya's YouTube channel. You can catch us there as well and put your questions live in the comment section there. And before we proceed and I get talking to Nagaraj, I want to tell you that this discussion is meant for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice. And with that out of the way, again, the number to call in, 408-912-5038. And happy Sunday, Nagaraj.
Happy Sunday, Vijay Lakshmi. Thank you for joining. For all the listeners out there, if any questions, do give us a call out. It might be a small question or a big question, anything it might be, just give us a call. We're happy
No question is big or small, as we always say, and you may be doing everybody else a favor because that might be lingering in other people's minds too. So, feel free to call us with your experiences, or if you've been hesitating stepping into the world of real estate, you want to know how to navigate it, how should you go about, because it is an overwhelming
I think, as you said, it's a responsibility.
Yes.
And happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of people bought a house last year. You might have bought it for the peak time. Okay. See, it comes with the responsibility and peakness, more happiness. If the market changes, you're not buying based on the market changes.
Yeah.
You're buying based on that day need. Okay. Instead of basically thinking the market value has changed, how is my home values has been changed. To enjoy the happiness you bought it in.
Yes.
Okay. Because you are not going to sell your house immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. If the needs comes in itself, you should think about what is the value it can sell. Okay?
Yeah.
If it is not the immediate need, you made a decision based on a few things that day was good for you. What was your requirements on that? Okay.
Yeah.
You should stick based on that, move ahead.
Yes, absolutely. And home buying can be overwhelming,
Yes.
especially if you're trying to shop around, deciding what is the perfect Bay Area neighborhood, deciding on mortgage, and with the inventory of homes being.
The area is the problem is it's not only one buyer out there, right? There are last week there was one house listed in the Fremont Mission schools.
Yeah.
It was listed for 1.57. It was able to get more than 15 offers. Okay. And there were more than 80 to 90 disclosures out. Okay. Even in this in higher interest rate market.
Wow.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you can see the number of homes going from active to pending or active to sold, right?
Yeah.
Homes are getting sold.
Mhm.
So you are not the only person, you're bidding
Yes.
this Bay Area market. You are competing with the other people. When
Yes.
you're competing with the people, depending on that day market, you are going to bid high and low.
Mhm.
Sometimes you might lose out, sometimes you might win the market or win the offer, but you should go ahead with that.
Mhm.
Okay, you made a decision based on that.
Yeah. Just move forward. Don't
I think let's move
second
forward
guess.
on the next topic.
Yeah, next topic. So folks, if you are looking to buy a home or sell a home and you want to secure the best deal in the Bay Area home market, which may seem out of reach, but if you have a great negotiator in your court, you really can't go wrong. And that's where Nagaraj Anaya of Nagaraj Homes comes in. Always your starting point for all things real estate. So of course, check out nagarajhomes.com and keep your questions coming in for anything that's on your mind real estate wise. That's again the number I'm giving out is 408-912-5038, and also live on YouTube. We'd love for you to join us. So Nagaraj, talking of neighborhoods, there is this concept of the 15-minute neighborhood these days. What is that?
This is not these days, it's been from a long time. It was like
Uh-huh.
basically think about it where you can go to all your required amenities, schools, and your offices within a 15 minute. Think about,
Okay.
imagine how it would be. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of city planners, a lot of them are planning around to do it, but still it is not viable solution for everybody. Let's think like, for example, people working studying in India, okay, in rural villages,
Yeah.
they're able to come to US and they're able to perform here.
Mm.
Okay. Same thing, what's happening around the Fresno areas, okay, or Manteca areas, okay. How can they also can get benefited? Okay. For them, the infrastructure or the necessary required tools for them to, okay.
Yeah.
For example, the officers can be very close to it. Okay. So that way, like they can train them. Right. It's not only about amenities, groceries, and everything, what I think
Mm.
of. It is basically educating, becoming an, I think we have one caller on the line.
Yes. Hello and welcome to Real Estate Roundup. Your name, please, and your question for Nagaraj. Hello.
Actually, hi, this is Catherine from Credit Union, from the Portugal Credit Union. I'm joining Nagaraj. We talk about the rate.
Yes.
Hi, Catherine.
Hello,
Thanks for
Catherine.
joining.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good, good to
Good,
hear
Catherine.
from you. How's the mortgage market doing these days?
As you all know, housing market right now is still hot. You can see barely in the market, we don't have that much inventory, but there's a lot of buyer out there still.
Uh-huh.
Rate has gone up a lot, for the last the last month in February. I think probably we have like 3 or 4 times rate hike in the last month in the February.
Mm-hmm.
So currently the rate for the 10% down is around 5.625.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that it's going to go up more until, by the end of this year.
I see.
But with the mortgage, we have a lot of, program that we can qualify because, as you know, with the rate gone up,
Mm-hmm.
qualified rate, of course, is going to gone up too. So the power of, getting the loan is going to be stricter because of the interest rate. The debt income ratio is going to be, hard to get approved.
Uh-huh.
With us, with the credit union, we
Yeah.
more in on that part. But the rate right now that we have is still very competitive. As you look at 7 years right now, rate will be 5.625 for 10% down. And the good thing is we are focused in, the low down payment to help the borrower to, get in the house. With 10%, 15, 20%, we have the same rate. So borrower can pick, on the choice.
Okay.
Catherine, I think it was a great. I think good thing about the credit union, some of the credit unions, right? So they have a way, for example, if you're not put an offer, but if you get in a pre-approval,
Yeah.
the rates, you can lock in the rates today itself. For example, let's assume you run.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, that's another thing that we just changed too, because we know the market is the rate changing like every week. So we give that option, the option for a borrower can lock the rate before they can find the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we lock it for 30 days. Let's say the rate is 5.625. Once you get the application in, we can lock right away. And then the rate is good for 30 days. Let's say after 30 days, the rate is down, then of course we're gonna relock at the lower rate.
Uh-huh.
Let's say
That's
if the rate
that's
go
a
up
great
during
one,
that
I
30
tell
days,
you.
we're gonna keep the old rate for you.
Now, I like that thing because, for example, it takes a 30 days to find your house anyway, right? And the market, the rates are fluctuating so much. Get a pre-approval, knowing what would be your rates you can qualify.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because some of the lenders, they until you can't find a property, you can't lock in the rate, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing about some of this credit.
And a pre-approval shows the sellers that you are serious and capable buyer, right? You're not just checking out things. So you can put your money where your mouth
Yes.
is. So
I think I did discuss last time. There are two kinds of a pre-approval. One is the basically where the loan officer does the pre-approval, and other one is underwritten pre-approval. Okay,
Mhm.
both are different,
Yeah.
but underwritten pre-approval makes a difference when you put an offer. Okay, the most of the times underwritten pre-approval will be having a higher chance of winning the offer compared to a just loan officer pre-approval. If any conditions are there, get it approved from the underwritten.
Mm-hmm. What is the underwritten? How does that work?
So underwritten is like there will be. Go ahead, Catherine. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the difference is the pre-approval. It's just that I, as a loan officer, review the income aspect to make sure that this is the rate and this is how much you can qualify based on your income. But of course, if they want conditional approval, which means that you want for sure that yes, this is where I submit everything, and this is the only outstanding is appraisal. So that way, first of all, is make the seller confident that you are 100%, can close less than 30 days. Because everything is signed off already. And then second of all, like they think they know that you are serious, like you are ready.
Yes.
Can move in within 2 weeks. So, and then also the third one, like, is peace of mind, right? For the borrower, say, hey, I'm ready now. I'm just gonna get the appraisal. As long as everything's good, we can close within 2 weeks.
Right.
That's always helping the timeline as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great. I think always go with an underwritten pre-approval and go with buying a house. What would be your interest rate locked in? Because if when you get your offer accepted that day, depending on your market situations, if the interest rates are varying, it might be tough for you to decide. Okay, then you might blank out. Hey, I'm doing the right decision because rates have gone up already a 6% or a 0.125, and even your qualifications also might change. Good thing is in 30 days, if the rates drop, you can always lock into the lower rates.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
And we never had this before, but then we understand the market. We know that the Fed increasing, and then everything changing the rate so quick within a week. You can have rate change within 1 week as well. So therefore, as a credit union, we offer that to the borrower so they can have the confidence that they can, looking for a house and their rate is locked. And then for us, we offer the borrower one-time float down for free. So for example, let's say, even though you lock it down already, let's say you found the house, you lock it, and then rate go down at least 1/8, we're gonna match it too.
Oh, okay.
Anything.
Thank you so much, Catherine.
Wow. Yes.
Giving the information about the Patelco and how is it doing. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Appreciate that. So that's where you have it, folks. The options and opportunities are there. If you are an aspiring Bay Area home buyer, you should secure a mortgage pre-approval before searching for that home. So that is
underwritten pre-approval.
Underwritten pre-approval. That is what it is. So you have to do that. So if you have any questions around refinance, mortgage, and of course, real estate, home buying and selling, give us a call right now. We have Nagraj Anaya with us on the show, Real Estate Roundup, and the number that you can call in 2408-912-5038, 408-912-5038, and also live on YouTube on Nagraj Anaya's YouTube channel. So you can check us out there and keep your questions coming. And you want to go into real estate fully equipped, educated, and knowing what you're trying to do. And that's what the aim of this show is, to get you there. So make sure you give us a call with whatever's on your mind and keeping you from finding success in real estate. And of course, coming back to the topic we're discussing, Nagraj, the 15-minute neighborhood, having everything within access, 15
Not
minutes.
only as I told you earlier, right? It's not only about amenities around. It's basically making the urban city to educate get these right skill sets the people around.
Yeah.
Because you're moving the offices closer to the cities, right? You basically provide a required education to them or a skill set so that they can also start contributing in. Because the people from the rural village from India, they can come and contribute here. How about the people, why they're not able to do it? Because they're not able to do the right skill sets, right training for them. Right? It takes a lot of time. It's like basically the 15-minute neighborhood is happening around, but it basically everybody should be involved. Like even when the cities, for example, the Lathro around when it is, or River Island, I think River Islands was one of the reason they built in, but it takes some of the time to all get into it because they want to get into offices around there.
Yeah.
In there, it will take some time. Even for example, Apple buses are already started coming from Sacramento to coming to here.
To
Cupertino, they come in. Okay. Instead of that, think about the River Islands can give an office space for the employees there to work around.
Yeah.
But it's all comes down to all the big people's working around making the happen, right? So it takes some time, but it's a good thing to try it out.
Good thing to try it out. And of course, good thing to try out is calling into the show and, finding out which would be your preferred neighborhood, how you could work around the 15-minute neighborhood concept as well, and anything else that's on your mind. Of course, Nagraj Anaya is the expert in the house on Bay Area real estate, which is its own specific, animal, as it were. So you need a special person to know about it and to deal with it. So not all areas are the same, and Bay Area neighborhood is unique in that. So you want to call in with your questions, 408-912-5038 on Bolly 92.3 FM. And Nagraj, talking about neighborhoods and all, let's talk about land buying, the concept of buying land. How does that, what are the pros and cons of doing that?
It's a great when you're buying a land, thinking about the longer term. Okay. So there it can go wrong. There was one investor in the Bay Area who bought a lot of lands around in the Bay Area, started developing around. Okay. But it completely gone wrong. Okay, because of whatever the units he built, it was not even selling it. He filed into a bankruptcy, something has happened in. Okay. So when you start something thinking about a longer vision, right, and you know what you are doing it and what is the thing you need to do it, right? Because building houses are not simpler.
Yeah.
It takes some time for you to educate yourself. And what is the cost involved in that, in the time involved in that. Okay. If when you're thinking about buying a land, you think when you buy a house, when you buy a land with the right place, what can be built? What is the zoning in that? Okay. Is it involved for the high density or a low density? For example, there's one house in a Beriasa right now, they've listed for 1.74 million. It is a 2 acres of a land. They say they can subdivide the one land into 4 sub parcels, right? So you can build 4 houses. So before buying that kind of houses, you need to work with the city, try to understand what are the zoning implications, what kind of houses can be built. right? We know that there's a one law where it is like whatever you can build in the neighborhood, that it is there, but I don't know how much it is valid for everything. It's not so easy to do it. So that is why anytime when you are buying a house, the first thing is you need to work with the city, understand what can be built there.
Okay.
That is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
What is the zoning stuffs?
Yeah.
Right. A lot of I keep getting a calls like, Nagaraj, like I've not bought my first house, but I want to buy a land and 3 or 4 people needs to build a house.
Uh-huh.
Correct?
Okay.
So it's kind of pros and cons doing that way. It is like this because you are depending on the other friends or the investors in doing it, and you have never had an experience in doing that. How can you like build a house? Like, because it takes a time, because you need to be paying for the land also, and you need to be pay land mortgage also, and you need to find an investment for building the houses also.
Yeah. And you haven't even bought your own like home first, and you're getting into buying the land.
So it's to build if you're already into a tech, and if you want to do this, it takes a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
If you're full time into this and you're dedicated, you can try it out. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you need to look at the pros and cons, but there are a lot of lands available in the Fremont area, some few, but watch out. Sometimes they list the house for the, especially lands for the lower price. Watch out. There are a lot of scammers around happening. Okay. So that's why you need to watch around, like when the price is too low, especially in the land, is it legally, basically it's listed, and who is the seller and everything.
Yeah.
You need to be doing a research when somebody has listed for the lower price.
Yeah. Yeah. So if something is too good to be true, it probably
is
not.
There was a scammers involved in that when they're listed for the lower price. Watch out. And coming down to, like, since we're talking about the land, right? Like we can talk about even the building codes, right? Like especially when you're building a house or remodeling the house, right?
Yeah.
Go with the building permit. Involve the basically
city,
because they make the safety around when you build in a house or remodel the house. It is not known for you. I know that when you go with a building permit, it takes some time, but they'll make it for a safety is a better priority for us, because they know what are the codes for each remodeling, right? Because we learned from the previous earthquakes what happened around 1900s around, so they know how to make the houses safer, better for our living. You might save 5 to 10,000 without going it, but it's not a worth doing without any permits.
Right.
Even if it's a small job, talk to the city experts there around, try to understand what kind of stuff needs to be doing it. Pull the permit.
You have to build according to code. You cannot just do things.
Even if it's a simple, smaller wall, also talk to the city, understand. It might take more time for you, but I would suggest to do that. Don't make a mistake without involving the building permit.
And some things have streamlined so well that it's across the counter, basically over the counter. You know, you can do things. Some things are longer process, but still.
But you will have that safety stuff covered, right? For you are in the house when you're staying in. When your loved ones are in the house, why don't you do that?
Yeah. You can't take a chance.
Just do the countertop change or like, but when you're doing a countertop also, you might involve something on the electrical stuff, outlet stuff, right? Check with the city. Is that permits are needed for that or not?
Yeah.
So some of them, as you said, it's an over the counter. If it's a structural related, you need to involve architects, structural engineers in that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially you have to do it according to what is laid out.
Laid out, that's always a safer. And one more thing is, like, a lot of people ask me, Nagaraj, is it okay? I'm a first time home buyer. Is it okay to buy a fixer upper?
Yes.
Okay. But I tell them, hey boss, like you are full time into a tech job. Do you have a time to work with somebody to make, because it involves a shopping for you. You need to finalize whatever requirements for your house, because even buying a one countertops are not easy because you have so many collections out there.
Yes, it's mind boggling. Just any little thing.
Yeah, you need to work with a contractor. You need to, if you are okay to shell out more money and you have a time, it's okay to do it. Your first house, buy something where you can live in immediately. Okay, once you learn from what is needed from your first house, then when you buy the second house, you know what are the shortcomings around. Okay,
correct.
So then you can basically, that time you can think about it. Your first house should be ready to move in so they can go and settle in later after some part, because always the first house is not your final house. So there will be an upgrade depending on your financial or even the family situations. Always you can upgrade based on that.
Yes. But
What
at least,
further? Yeah.
get your foot in the door the first time without having to bother about other things like this, renovations.
It's especially remodeling is going to be depending on whatever the aspect. Even for the bathroom remodeling, right? Like it involves, you need to be doing electrical properly or plumbing properly. And if something issue with your even waterproofing, it might damage your floorings and damage your house also.
Very true. Very true.
That's why you need to involve with the right team and work with the city so they can come and inspect the contractor's work.
Yeah. So actually, you've thrown really good light on all of these aspects that people have on a very practical basis. Should I just buy a fixer-upper and get in, or should I buy land, or what should I do, which way to go? So folks, if you've been listening and you want a little bit of advice, well-considered advice from the subject matter expert in this field, feel free to call Nagraj. His number offline, you can call him anytime, 408-805-4653. That's 408-805-4653. Or just log on to nagrajhomes.com, and that will be a great starting point for you to get going into the world of real estate. So Nagraj, thank you so much. We're almost at the end of time, but very enriching conversation as always. And of course, look forward to continued talks with you. And we are of course with you every Sunday, 12:30 to 1 p.m. only on Bolly 92.3 FM, and also live on YouTube as well. So be sure to catch us and get updated.
Do join on the YouTube too.
Yes. Thank you so much. On that note, this is Vijay Lakshmi. Namaskar.
Namaskar.